Thanks, Ian, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to day two of 1455's third annual summer festival. I'm Sean Murphy. I'm the executive director of 1455, but I immediately want to acknowledge the entire team that's behind the scenes that you won't see throughout the weekend, who have worked tirelessly to make sure that every single of the 200 speakers has a positive experience and that you get to experience this free, amazing content without interruption. And I'm so proud of the way the team is pulled together. I don't even know what this has become. It combines the best aspects of Woodstock, Lollapalooza, a kick-ass grad school seminar, and intimate readings from some of the coolest authors on the planet. I'm giddy as a fan that we have the opportunity to do this, and I'm really honored to have, like I said, a team that believes in this. And I hope you are going to enjoy and be enriched and inspired by all the things you're going to see throughout the next 48 hours. In sum, I believe we are in the process of creating what's become one of the most diverse and expansive storytelling events in the country. And those of you that are familiar with 1455 have probably heard me talk about our primary mission, which is very simple. We celebrate creativity and we seek to build community. There, of course, are no shortage of ways to achieve this goal, but simply stated, we explore storytelling. This means acknowledging not only those who do that at the highest levels, but it's our objective to interrogate what storytelling is. What does it mean? And particularly, what does it mean in a culture that's shifting seemingly every day? It's a fluid situation, and we want to be reacting to and commenting on and presenting the people who are in the trenches, doing the storytelling and reflecting on what the storytelling means and how it impacts us. In some ways, this impulse is what connects us with our earliest ancestors, the compulsion to communicate and express what we see, how we feel, what we want. Taking a deeper dive into what narrative means and how it can be used, this, of course, covers everything from novels to poetry to screenplays, love letters, hate mail, and basically anything that attempts to use words to express what we're thinking in a way to get other people to think. But pulling back from that, we could say storytelling is as integral to the non-creative world as it is the artistic space. Lawyers are storytellers, film directors are too, as are politicians and their paid consultants. Musicians, of course, are storytellers, and there are a few endeavors that, on a fundamental level, don't apply an awareness of powerful expression. At the end of the day, a successful story is in the eye of the beholder. Certainly, as it relates to art, we do have experts and insiders who help establish what works and what doesn't. And love or hate them, most serious critics truly care and obsess about the discipline required to make a compelling case. Our concern at 1455 is with the stories that are overlooked or never had a chance to get told. The inability, because of cultural or economic or other factors, to tell stories is a story. Our story at 1455 is our daily work to seek out those storytellers, to find them, acknowledge them, and whenever and wherever possible, provide them a forum. These conversations are intended to provide meaningful insight into what storytelling means, who does it, how they do it, why they do it, their struggles and triumphs, and everything in between. Talking about why I created the 1455 Summer Fest and how I've been able to assemble a team. And again, I encourage anyone who wants to know more about us to visit our website, and at the event site, you can actually see the individuals on the festival committee who have done all the heavy lifting to make this possible. Give them a shout out and acknowledge them. But talking about the festival and its origins, let me tell you a story. The discovery of the first cave drawings offers conclusive evidence of at least one thing. The power of story has been with us as long as we've been able to communicate. One might suggest that these crude but often beautiful images are the earliest examples of Walt Whitman lovingly christened our barbaric yop. individuals using whatever means were at their disposal to create, express, warn, celebrate, instruct, or impress. Mostly impress, and thus writers were invented. The trajectory that we can easily trace from these primordial sketches to the social media we live in now involves the magic of narrative. 1455 takes its name in celebration of the year Gutenberg began printing books, which is arguably the signal socio-political advancement of the millennium. Without this miracle, the act of storytelling would remain, at worst, an oral tradition, at best, reserved for an elite class controlling both the creation and dissemination of information. As such, after 1455, knowledge, literacy, and an appreciation of cultural traditions was advanced practically overnight. Stop me if you've heard this one before. The internet was a pretty big paradigm shift as well. Arguably, it represents the most significant innovation since Gutenberg's printing press. With the internet, anyone can be a writer or an editor or a content provider in 2021. This is, in almost every way, fake news excluded, a blessing. But for the artistic class, it's a mixed one. In short, in sum, it's never been easier or less expensive to get your story into the world. But there's never been more competition, more content in this ever-crowded space. Again, 1455's mission is at once humble yet ambitious. We want to promote creativity and build community. We achieve this by promoting the art of storytelling. This includes interrogating what storytelling is, how we define it, who produces and receives it, what cultural and commercial mechanisms enable and/or prevent its distribution, etc. Our year-round free programming features authors and their works, workshops and interviews. Our annual Summerfest is a 3-day celebration of storytelling. Virtual, free, and inclusive by design, this event welcomes artists and speakers from around the world. Each year, we honor a storyteller of the year. This year, it's the amazing Lisa Ling in acknowledgement of her efforts to provide platforms for underrepresented voices and being a globe-trotting iconoclast who makes us smarter, more soulful, and more aware with everything she puts on her show. We also will award a grand prize of $5,000 for our annual teen poetry contest, and we invite finalists to read their winning poems in a special ceremony, which will take place this evening at 7 p.m. I will note, too, that we received over 130 poems this year for the contest from around the world, and we're delighted that this modest attempt to put a showcase on our younger artists is catching fire, and we will absolutely continue that in the years to come. This year, we're delighted to include up-and-coming writers as well as superstars like our keynote speaker, Douglas Stewart, who is the Booker Prize-winning author of Shuggie Bain. We also have absolute superstars, Disha Filia, Brian Broom, S.A. Cosby, and 200 other participants. With 70 panels over 3 days, 1455 wants to put storytelling on stage and reiterate why effective and honest attempts to communicate have never been more important in our world. During a year of disruption due to, among other things, a pandemic and an increasingly intransigent political discourse, many of us, including and especially our artists, have felt isolated and disjointed. 1455 Summerfest is a reminder that we can and should come together to commemorate those who entertain, inform, and inspire us. We hope this event serves as a reminder that when we recognize what unites us, we're capable of anything. Lastly, a reminder, every single session this weekend is being recorded. So if you miss something, no worries. It'll be available here on the portal during and after the event, and then forever on 1455's YouTube page for free forever. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and bookmark our YouTube page and spread the word. All of our programming is free. It will remain free. We do welcome and encourage support, participation, and of course, word of mouth is the best way to help small ideas catch fire. We've seen that over the 4 years since we started 1455. We want to get as big and good as we're capable of being. But again, our only goal is to provide as many opportunities as possible to showcase storytellers and celebrate the art of storytelling. So I am delighted that you're here. I'm humbled by your participation, and I appreciate your support. Again, there is a world of information that we've already created at 1455litarts.org. I encourage you to go there and check it out. And I also encourage you, last and far from least, we have made an effort to link all of the books or many of the books by all of the speakers on our site. The best way you can support storytelling and storytellers is to shop with your wallet and buy books, support the authors that are here on their own time, giving us this amazing content. And by doing that, you'll be making a statement that we can and do support writers and artists and storytellers. Thank you so much. Enjoy the content today, and we'll see you on the other side.